Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Today we start with, something strange. So I have prepared some postcards or cards, art cards, right? And yeah, I just want to pull one and see if I see something. Just, yeah, it's not the big, I haven't really looked at them, so I just made them and then I put them away when they were dry. And it took some of them quite a while to dry. So, oh yeah, you want to be seen. Okay, so let's take this as an energy underneath. I love it. So it's very nice. Very colorful energy now. All our we stone friends. So yeah, it's going somewhere, right? It's very colorful though. This is one of the very colorful cards. I'm getting drawn into it. Okay, I see some faces. If you, maybe you do too. Can you? They are looking like spirits to me, a bit funny, creepy. Here, this one and this, they kind of look weird, and this one, Okay, well, let's just take them as they are for now. I feel the energy in this card. I really like it, but it's not really defined. I don't really see a lot in this, but the faces, they are very distinct, so I really see them. They really want to be seen. And sometimes it's also, you don't know, but this way around, I feel this way. Yeah, so let's see what else we got. A star. Brother. Change. Ooh. Leader. Okay. And trust. Again. Beautiful. I love this card. It's so cut out somehow, and rebel. Kind of important, I think. Rebel. Yeah, right? Yeah, so that reminds me of a freaking video I saw on Instagram of a woman who was, what did she do? She's a feral woman, and she, I forgot the wording. But she put herself back to nature, and she recorded it. I thought that was funny. You know, it's like, yeah, after years of domestication, she put herself back into nature. And, you know, I don't feel with this, with all of this, and the main message with here, you know, it's so wild. There is no structure to it, and you cannot really tell which way is up or down. I can, you know, it's your wildest form and your most colorful form. You know that every color of the rainbow is in this card. So I feel that because I thought about it, it feels to me that you need to, or you are being led to or encouraged to become your wild self, right? So away with domestication. Sorry. I work in a hotel, and sometimes I write down room numbers on my Okay, well, yeah. So, yeah. So I think you need you need to get back to your feral self somehow. Mm. Is it that you're getting help? Do you need help with that? Is this the question in the room? Well, when there are animals in captivity, right, and then they get reintroduced to nature. Usually, it depends how long they have been in captivity, right? That's a question. And can they really survive in nature when they are so used to domestication? So some animals cannot be returned because they are so out of nature. They think that food comes from humans, and they have no clue. And especially if they were born into this and just raised like this, it's very hard, right? It feels to me though you are very close to nature in a way with the star. I don't want to say nature itself, like you need to get yourself a cave and no, I mean more a spiritual nature, your true nature. So your true spiritual nature with the spirits in this card, with all the faces and all. It's mixed energy because it's a bit creepy. This one, I don't know if can you see this face? He looks like a clown, like one of those creepy ones. And and this one is having an open mouth, right? And this one is smiling a bit, but also a bit weird. And this looks like, it looks like this is in the front and there's a pathway, and it's like it's a symbol for your free self who develops naturally. And it feels to me that it goes back in time. With brother, of course, brother is when you have a brother, it's having a brother in real in an upbringing. So this is going back in time, but as a brother, it also feels like even further back or even further forward, because a bond like this can never be broken, even if you are separated. You cannot break the bond of siblings at all. So with this rainbow in between, it just there's no way that this bond can be broken, I feel. And it seems to me this is either a message towards you and maybe literally family, or someone who you are not in contact with, or yourself. And somehow it just wants to be brought back to you. Is it a spirit connection? Well, if it's the connection between you and your spiritual self, that would be plausible. It makes sense, and it also makes sense that there are so many different moods on this card. There's a lot of paths are there, right? And if you look at this is very straightforward, this rainbow here, right? It's very straightforward. And it feels to me that you realize maybe now when you look back at your life, the way it has been, that all the choices you made, even though they were random and just spontaneous movements, maybe even, or just they didn't feel planned at all, right? But if you all put them together, right, they form one cohesive image. And I feel that this is it. This is the message of this card, and it forms a landscape. This looks like a building or like a construct, and this looks like the sky, right? And when you are going back to your spiritual self, I'm always hesitant to bring in more people, even though there's a lot. Okay, now it's enough. Okay, yeah. So so my nose is like yeah. So even though there are a lot of people in this, it's all about you. And I feel that it's pulling off the stones. It's like I feel that you're really realizing, or maybe you are getting more in touch with your intuition, which is the source of spontaneous movements and maybe even weird movements. Sometimes we make weird decisions and we think that they were totally out of place somehow, because this, if you look at this trust card, those are cutouts somehow, right? And it looks very constructed, and but it's not really, right? And it's again put together from so many different angles. So I feel that there's this this trust that is rising up within you, that what you are doing and who you are, or what you are being led to, and everything, your movements somehow. Your movements are what you're trusting more of. It's a surrender to your gut feelings and where you are. It can also be that you maybe, with this constructed thing, that you think, certain places that you went to, that you made the decision to go to, right? That those places that were maybe you should have done a different decision. Maybe you were doubting this, but the further your path goes, the more cohesive is this image. This image will be, and then you will see that all the bits, every corner you walked around was the right decision, and this trust is just there, right? That everything what will be, or everything what is supposed to be the way it is, and there's a lot more to everything than just pure coincidence. It's the trust in. I don't want to say that everything is pre-organized. It's more, if you look at timelines, every decision you make in your life creates a new timeline, and it's every decision. And to just grasp how big this is, in this reading, I could have chosen so many other words, a different card. There are so many layers to every decision and everything what comes out of my mouth, right? And it just, every timeline and everything is being created by every little movement. So this is how big it gets. But the main point is, overall, there's still an image. So overall, there's still the big picture. And I feel that the trust is also that you are being, that in your lifetime, no matter which decision you make, certain points are always leading you to the same circumstance, person, job, place. Some things are just, it feels that some things are just, you cannot really change them. Everything around can change. But after all, the result or the path somehow, or the overall picture somehow, it's like those the ink could have dried in a different way, but after all, it's still the same picture. It still feels to me that there's still the same outcome in this. And so with the trust, it also feels to me that there's this feeling of support. And it doesn't matter where the support comes from. This image looks like there's a veil, or this is the veil, and there's one timeline and there's the other. It feels like a separate world, right? But it's still all together. And I feel that this connection, it could be, it really feels like a connection that crosses the rainbow, right? It crosses everything. And it's made of love, right? And it doesn't particularly mean that it's a brother, like a sibling. It's just about us all, the knowing that we are all connected and that we are all brothers and sisters, after all. It's the same with this. It doesn't matter who we are, what we are. In the end, we all form humanity. And in the end, we all form Earthlings. And in the end, we all form the universe. And in the end, we all form what is above this. Right? So, and in the end, there's no end. So yeah, it goes on and on. But it's also, it goes from small to big. And this connection that you have is coming back. You always had it, so it was never gone. It's not that it was gone away. You can go away physically, of course, but when you are connected, you are. It's the way it is, and you brought it with you. She looks like she's holding this bird, and she carries it with her. And it's about some connections. This, if you want to look at this as a lifespan, right? One might think that most connections we have, the most important or shaping or profound connections we have, are connections we have over a long time period, right? This would be the assumption, if you spend 30, 40, or 50 years with someone, that you have a profound connection. And that's undeniable, of course. It's just sometimes we cross paths with with special people. I'm getting very emotional. But yeah, and it's just a short period in your overall life, but this doesn't mean that it's less impactful. It can even mean the opposite, because when you connect with a stranger in a way you would have never expected, then of course you have a different experience than a connection that lasted much longer. It's not less, you can't really compare this, right? And I feel that maybe that's important for you to know. That the impact of a connection like this, even though it's just short, can be so much that it changes you, right? Because look at this, the way they hold their hands and the way the life paths, it's like meeting, it's like meeting an alien, right? When you meet an alien, of course, it changes you, right? And it can be just a second. But after that, your life is different. It's still overall the same life path. And, sometimes, and I feel that this is the funnel that you went through to experience something, or that maybe you are going to still. And it just opens you up to your higher self, to your spiritual self, and to your magical self, right? I feel. So maybe there's a connection like this coming in for you. Or maybe you are thinking back to connections that you already had experienced. But most of all, this card is still there, right? It's a connection that opens your heart. It's like your heart has got a third eye, and when this is being opened like this, right, it's different than in the head. The one, when your heart is suddenly the filter through which you see the world from, the whole world view changes, and again the rainbow, right? There's so many rainbows on everywhere. It just changes everything. Your outcome, your desires, your wishes. Maybe even what you ever thought of how your life would look like. Right? Maybe just everything. And it says, we will rise. Yeah. And that's because your heart has been opened. And it's going everywhere, and then look at her, she's all filled with, or just, she's becoming color, she's becoming this artwork, right? And it's when your heart is being opened and you see the world through your heart, it also transforms your thoughts, and suddenly your thoughts are much more gentle and understanding, and it's just because you are grateful. And maybe you are also a bit in feeling of grief, because I've had so much sadness, right? Because it's a little bit like in the movie Lost in Translation. It's a very impactful, it's a movie about a very impactful connection. You don't know what happens afterwards. You can grasp what happened before those people met. But you know that by having watched this movie, you just know that it was life-changing in its beauty. Yeah, so I hope it's helpful. Leader. Okay, so take this heart, this beautiful heart that you have now. I think before I was also beautiful, but take this filter, apply it everywhere, and live with it. Think with it, build with it like those houses, and say, we will rise, and just rise with it. There's just a sadness that doesn't go away, I think. But this open heart leads you to see that miracles can happen, that love is the most powerful source that you can ever have. And this gives you the strength and the trust and everything to change and to change the world. It's becoming the leader and changing the world yourself, right? And good leadership, of course, is full of heart and less about calculation and thoughts. It's about understanding and also implying. I mean, of course, there's so much more to it, but in the end, it's about love. How love changes people, yourself, and outcomes, thoughts that you used to have until this happened, right? And you don't know what happens after this card. You don't know. Yeah. But what you can know for certain is that you're a star, and that you are being returned with your open heart and with what you always had, with this special peacock bird that you always carried with you. Yeah. Is this helpful? I hope it is. I want to pull an animal for you. There are already animals on the table, but just one little creature. Let's see. Ooh. Sorry, I'm laughing because of the word cheetah. Yeah, I don't know if you get the irony. If you get the irony, then then you know. No, it's about speed. Powerful, fast movement. And again, change, right? And all the circles. It's like, it's a funnel that I talked about. But also, if you want to see cheetah as cheetah in form of judgment of, I don't know, a broken bond in a relationship that involved cheating, put love over this. Just take a big cup or bucket and spill love over it, if you can. Just put love everywhere. What leads to this, and everything. Just put love there. And I feel that this situation changes tremendously. Because this is not a cheetah, this is a cheetah, this is the animal, right? And it's this funnel of, it's like a, I like the colors. They are very warm, right? And bright. And in a way, it's a bit the way the energy moves in this card. So there's this funnel that goes through and on this side, and there's the cheetah this side. You know, it's like it's as if they're behind. When the cheetah is running, what is left behind is this funnel, and I feel that this is almost soaking you in, and it's a love funnel. Cheetah, all of this it's very earthly, and it feels to me that this is the card of, you know what I talked about domestication and wildness and being feral. Like, this is a feral cat, okay? You probably cannot domesticate it, but it's about the return to your loving self when you are domesticated in a cage, or when you are just domesticated in form of just imagine this would be the cage of the cheetah. This would be this cheetah would lose all the life force and fun, and there would be it would be numb, right? And when your heart is opened and the third eye of your heart, right? It's different. It's returning your life force to you and your curiosity, and with speed as well, right? You know, when you get tired and you move slowly, and there's, you know, you just don't, it feels very numb, and yeah, right. But when your life force returns, suddenly the movements can get quicker, and then you get all excited, right? And it's just, there's just so much more to it, and then, you know, and then you do weird things, weird funny things, weird cute things, but endearing things, right? It's the playfulness that you've lost. Your star playfulness and loveness. Loveness. Scotland it is, right? Yeah, well. Yeah, I hope it's helpful. Already over 30 minutes. I just can't stop talking. I want to pull one monology card to wrap it all up, and then let's see who this reading is for. Communication is key, yeah. But also with the love filter. Communication with love. And it is so important to be loving in an honest way. You feel it, you know, you feel the difference between, with the Gemini energy, you know, between what is real and what is not real. People sense that, and, you know, therefore, you know, there's a layer to the heart opening that goes much deeper than this. And when you are speaking your words with an open heart and with emotions, you touch people. But when you speak the same words, but you are detached from it and you just don't feel them, people notice too. And your heart has been opened so you can speak your truth with you are hard. And you're always meant, and I feel that the domestication has taken this away from you. I hope that helps. Be bold and make the first move. No? Hope that helps too. And yeah, let's see who this reading is for. Aries. Okay. Yeah, bottom of the deck is Aquarius. Yeah, so additional info is in the letterbox below, and see you next time. Bye 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 bye.